Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of coming up with new ideas for the next season within 5 minutes. I want to thank everyone who responded last week about tiered gold save percentage. Just want to quickly answer Mike here that it's okay that you don't like the proposals. Like these are just ideas, whatever. I'm just going to throw a bunch of things at you, and it's like hits like I suggested first goals also at some point last at our meeting. So like not liking anything, it's like it's okay, it's fine. It's ultimately it's a matter of taste, what people have fun with. Some people hate plus minus because it's not fun and stuff like that. I do want to say that like what I do want to emphasize is like what Derek and I feel like we don't think it's complicated because it's not like face-off percentage where it might change how you play your rosters. Like, do I play this center and stuff like that? Like the goalies will remain the same. And so the question becomes like, is it worth doing the change? Like, is GA so good or more fun or whatever? But I think we have two issues that many GMs agree with, which is one, goalies are worth a touch too much at a bare minimum. I think even people that are enjoy goalies like Dan will agree, like just a touch too much. And that there's not enough goalies to play with that are playable. And my proposal last week is to address that specific second point. And I think it's worth trying to see if it makes a difference. Now, moving on to this week is something that I think might have more universal appeal. Though, like a lot of people came up to me in chat to think, hey, tiered save percentage kind of makes sense. But this one, I think, might get more appeal, which is adding some flex slots. And now Barry, does it show? Okay, this is not the one I wanted to show. Present. Like ChatGPT is honestly the best to have like ideas to bounce off of. Barry has a more unique idea of where you can have a flex slot playing a goalie. So for those of you who might want to think of wacky ideas, I'll just let that simmer in your mind. It's kind of wacky, but it's got its. I'll let Barry explain it if he has the time. But I think we gotta add some flex slots because right now, with one of the things that people have talked about is there's not enough trade in our league. Some complaints, but specifically trading goalies. But this really applies to forwards and Ds because it's been a long-standing issue that centers are not worth as much as the wingers. And the way we have our bench, and I mentioned this before, where we have like 20 something players and only, we only have one backup for each slot, makes it hard to trade. I know, I've denied Mike a number of times over the years. It's like hard. He might think I'm hard to trade, but the reality is when he's asking me for something, it's hard to have a surplus of a position in our league. It's like really hard because usually what you want to do with like the 5 or 6 bench spots is like one backup for each position, right? And so one of the pros of keeping the 4 left winger, 4C, 4 right winger, according to ChatGPT, and I agree with, is realism. Like we're trying to mimic the league. But the con is like, there's a certain imbalance with the centers. And I mean, it's also more options, more strategy. If let's say one of your left wingers get injured, you're not obviously playing your bench guy. Like there's more options to think about week to week, depending on their schedule. It's not obviously that guy that you're rotating. Okay, this winger has 2 games. I'm obviously gotta have to play this guy. And again, more trading because like there's just more depth overall now. You don't have to feel like you have to get specifically. Well, I'll explain. Like the proposals are that I asked it about was let me skip through here, which would be to change the 2 winger slots that we have into 2 flex slots, or we change one of the winger slots, one of like to just a wing, so it could be left or right wing to make it more flexible, and a total flex spot. So at least one flex spot or 2 of them, taking away the 2 wingers. So again, and what you could also achieve here is that some teams might decide to play a defenseman in one of those slots that might be an interesting strategy because you just want to go, I don't know, truck heavy that week. But of course, that all these considerations change when you think about the fact that next year we're probably getting rid of penalty minutes. We're probably splitting truck and blocks. And yeah, so, okay, that was 5 minutes. And I will see you in the next one to keep these brief.